can't believe what I've done. The weight of my actions hangs heavy on my chest, suffocating me with guilt and fear. It started the night I mixed that deadly poison into his drink, my trembling hands betraying my desperate act. The days that followed were unbearable. The mirror, once a simple glass, became a portal to my darkest nightmares. Every time I dared to look, there he was, my dead husband, staring back at me with hollow eyes, his skin pale and gaunt. His presence was a grotesque reminder of my terrible deed. The nights grew worse. Whispers echoed through the empty halls, disembodied voices that sent shivers down my spine. Shadows danced in the corners of my vision, lurking just out of sight, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. I felt like a prisoner in my own home, haunted by the specter of the man I once loved. One night, as I lay in bed, paralyzed by terror, I heard his voice. It wasn't a whisper this time, but a chilling guttural growl that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. He called my name, each syllable dripping with malice. I dared not respond, praying that he would vanish with the first light of dawn, but the horrors persisted. Objects moved on their own, slamming against walls and crashing to the ground. Footsteps echoed through the empty rooms, growing louder and closer with each passing night. I was no longer alone in my own home. Desperation gripped me, urging me to find a way to undo the terrible act I had committed. I scoured ancient texts, searching for any hint of a ritual that could bring him back, seeking forgiveness for my heinous crime. But every incantation, every desperate plea seemed to fall on deaf ears. One fateful night, as I stood before the mirror, trembling with dread, I saw him again. Only this time, he was not alone. Behind him, a sinister figure lurked in the shadows. Its eyes burning with malevolence, I could feel its hunger, its thirst for my soul. I turned to flee, but the door slammed shut with a force that seemed inhuman. I was trapped, a helpless prey in a nightmare of my own making. The figure drew closer, its presence suffocating, its icy touch sending waves of terror through my veins. As it reached out to me, a blinding light erupted from the mirror, searing through the darkness. The figure shrieked in agony, its form disintegrating into ashes. My husband's ghost wailed, a mournful cry that echoed through the void. And then, as suddenly as it had begun, it was over. The mirror returned to its silent reflection, and I was left alone, shaken and broken. I knew then that I was forever bound to the horrors I had unleashed. Now every time I pass a mirror, I see the twisted reflection of my own guilt-ridden soul. The shadows still linger, and the whispers haunt my every step. I am condemned to a life of eternal dread, a prisoner of my own sins, forever tormented by the mirror's merciless gaze.